greatest show on snow wraps up night one with the Pacifico Women's Snowboard Big Air. What's happening, everybody? Brandon Graham alongside my Big Air co-pilot, Craig McMorrison. Craig, we get all the feels for this one because every year we see a trick that's never been done before.
X Games Aspen has only seen a women's big air for 3 years, and now that women's big air is on the world's biggest stage, we see exponential progression like we will see here tonight and like we have seen this year. Firsts have come from big air. Anna Gasser doing the first cab triple underflip.
Broke the internet.
By a woman only months ago. That is the progression we are talking about when we talk about X Games Big Air. Now, Anna Gasser will not be competing due to an ankle injury just a couple weeks ago, but guess who will be?
Jamie Anderson, the most decorated woman in snowboarding history here at the X Games. She owns 15 medals, but she's never gotten gold in big air.
It doesn't look any better than tonight for Jamie Anderson. This format is so conducive to her riding. Will she be able to put it down on the world's biggest stage under the lights, Brando?
Yeah, the roster tonight taking a bit of a hit, as you said. Anna Gasser getting hurt just a couple of weeks ago. Layla Iwabuchi, who we thought might throw the triple tonight, just moments ago having to drop out. And then we also got word that Julia Marino is not competing. The show must go on. Still some fun names in this group.
I like that alternate, Annie Rukiarvi. I mean, mentally, we're going to see how she is on that first jump. Being told she gets to ride only moments ago.
Well, what a segue, because guess who's dropping in?
Annie Rukiarvi?
You got it, partner. Annie Rukiarvi kicking things off, just finding out that she would be competing in this event, I don't know, 30 minutes ago?
But she's a veteran, Brandon. 28 years old. She's competed in a plethora of X Games around the globe. So, you know, she's used to this. She's used to this pressure.
Annie taking bronze in big air at X Games Norway just last year.
23-minute jam format. You have to spin once to the left, once to the right. Annie Rukiarvi, front side 7, spinning that left direction, ticking all the boxes, and that's how you start a final, Brandon.
Very nice opening run for Annie Rukiarvi.
Left foot forward naturally. She takes off that way, 2 full 360s around, and lands holding that mute grab for as long as she can. But you can see there she has to let go of it to put the board down. The judges don't like that. They will definitely take some off the score. It is scored out of 50, 25 there for Annie Rukiarvi.
Yeah, and this format went through a bit of a change last year. Talk to us about what it's going to take to win this thing here in big air.
2 solid jumps with rotations in different directions. As I said, 23-minute jam format. That is so conducive to the best progression. You get to hit the jumps a lot more than maybe a 2 or 3 run final. And now judges are scoring each jump out of 50, and our first scored on the board, the Finnish rider Annie Rukiarvi, 25.
So next to drop in, Claudia Mantova, making her 4th X Games appearance, yet to find the podium in her X Games career.
Now, Claudia Mantova is so interesting because every year she's been at X Games, she's always brought something absolutely crazy. Remember that year in slopestyle she was doing a double backside rodeo?
Yes,
haven't seen her try it since then. This is the night. Keeping things a little bit, out of control. I was going to say a little bit mellower than a double backside rodeo, obviously.
And can I just say this, Craig? When we brought this event back to Aspen after a 15-year hiatus, women's big air, we did it in 2017. We did it under the lights.
Correct.
And then last year we went back to the weekend, and it was during the day, and it was great. And we saw progression in real time. Anna Gasser taking the gold medal. I love that it's back under the lights, prime time, opening night here at X Games Aspen.
I mean, the crowd's fired up, and that fires the riders up, Brando.
Yuka Fujimori making her big air debut.
But she's no stranger to X Games.
Yeah, Craig, to finish this thought, 32 years old, the oldest rider in our field, very accomplished, but competed at X Games back in 2012 and 2014 in Snowboarder X.
And that is that's a different sport. That's a fully different sport than big air. Snowboarder X, it's all about speed. Big air, it's all about going as massive as you can, doing the most technical tricks. So very, very different worlds, but Yuka Fujimori comfortable in both.
So Rukiarvi, we're still early on, leading the way with that 25, the single highest score we've seen. Now making her not just Big Air debut, X Games debut from Quebec, Lori Blouin.
Trains alongside Julia Marino, who we just lost in practice and will be not competing, but look for a cab double underflip here. 1, 2. Oh, told you so. Oh. That's how you start the final. That's that double. That's that progression we were talking about right off the hop. The judges want to see doubles from these women, and Lori Blouin delivering cab double underflip. You called it. Spinning a little bit too fast there. See how she finishes the rotation and has to go full parachute to slow down and put that base down? Good to get it on your feet, but I don't think that's going to be a score she wants to keep, although it puts her in first.
The highest single score, a 38 for the X Games rookie. Very nice, putting her into the top spot. Zoe Sadowski-Sanat. Big Air Norway just missing the podium last year, had to settle for 4th place.
Now take note, folks, she's left foot forward, dropping in right foot forward, so our first switch backside rotation. Oh my goodness!
Oh, and she rides away!
How? She just defied gravity. I thought she was going to over-rotate it and put it to her back, and you can tell by her facial expression, she thought she might do the same. This is one of the biggest switch backside 900s we are going to see today. And she kind of goes off kilter twice. I wouldn't call it a double cork, but I definitely double dipped.
How did she hold on to that?
I don't know. That was great air awareness from the young Kiwi rider. That's got to be a huge score. That's got to put her above Blouin. 38 holds the top spot right now, Brando.
Judges taking their time on this one. As we're closing in on the 18-minute mark. Again, it's a 23-minute jam session, but all the riders will get the same amount of runs out here tonight. Oh, 42, you called it, partner. She takes over first place.
Wow, and rightfully so. That was baller.
Young Hales. Hailey Langley, the first woman to ever land a cab double cork 10. She did it at just 16 years old. She's the only gold medalist in this field.
Cruising into this jump, and you always worry with Hailey Langley. She's much smaller than the other women, so you worry about speed with her, but it didn't look like she had any speed issues. Setting the tone with a frontside 360. Now that frontside 360, albeit stylish, I don't know if that's going to hang with Zoe's switchback 9 that we just saw, but this is a good way to start your final. So you know you're going to get 5-6 jumps. Maybe get comfortable out there in that competition format, get one down, and then work from there.
I think that's really important for Hailey. We didn't have her here last year, battling injuries, had rotator cuff surgery during summertime. She's trying to get her feet under her. Jamie Anderson, the queen of slopestyle, in search of her first Big Air gold.
Cab double 9. She does that trick so well. Now, Lori Blouin did that cab double underflip, and off the top of the show we showed you Anna Gatzer's cab triple underflip. Jamie Anderson does a cab double 9. She is doing that rotation well flipping as opposed to just going straight 90, 2 backflips over. And I love seeing that because it is a lot more difficult.
That trick, along with her frontside 10 last year, earned her a bronze medal. So we'll see if that's the same program in 2019. And just like that, we're back to the top. Annie Rukiarvi dropping in for her second attempt.
First run, frontside 7.
Got her score of 25, rotating backside this time. Backside 720. And now this is just any Rukiarvi. This is classic Rukiarvi.
Just a little ham and eggs coming at you.
A little baseline. Take the baseline for a walk, Eddie, because she is so consistent. You know what you're going to get with any Rukiarvi. 2 solid jumps right off the hop. Now, she can try a back 9. She can maybe try a front 9. She's got 2 scores. She can build.
Now, Annie, of course, is a veteran. This is her 9th X Games appearance. But it can't be overstated. She only found out she was in this contest not 30 minutes ago. The first one to drop in, and 2 really solid runs to kick things off. She's in first place. Claudia Mantova trying to land here on her second attempt.
Doing it for Slovakia. Fell on that frontside 7 in run 1. Makes no mistake. She's playing a little bit of catch-up. Almost all the women have a solid score on the board, but Claudia Mantova, she was actually currently sitting in last place with a score of 8. So she's obviously going to improve that, but she can obviously improve that frontside 720, letting go of the grab and really just having to bite that last 180 around.
Yeah, it's great that she landed that, because if you go 0 for 2, especially with a trimmed down jam session, you start to kind of freak yourself out.
Yep.
Do I go for it one more time or flip the script? Yuka Fujimori, sitting in 5th place, has that 21 off the left.
And she's going backside 720. So our first 3 women of this 7-women final are really taking that, hey, let's do a frontside 7, let's do a backside 7. Arguably two of the easiest 720s you can do, but getting those scores on the board. They're going to need something double or something 1080 if they want to hang with Zoe Sadowski-Synnott and Jamie Anderson.
Well, Lori Blouin wasted no time making her presence felt here in Big Air with that 38 on run 1.
Cab double underflip, run 1. Going front side 9, front side 720. I thought she was going to grab that tail, really bring it up and start whipping around a little bit faster, but she puts that down. Good, solid score. 2 different rotations. That cab double underflip and that front side 7 rotation. So she's looking good, Brandon.
I'm loving the pace of this comp. I don't know about you.
I'm liking how everybody's got solid scores. Nobody's going to be working on 720s when we get into jumps 3, 4, and 5. That's when we're going to start seeing a little bit more progression.
So Blouin taking over the lead. Zoe Sadowski-Synnott next to drop in. Had that 42 on her first run.
How she landed that switch backside 900 is still just mind-boggling to me. And she's going back 9! Oh! Hang on! Oh! So she doesn't actually fall down there when she was riding down the landing, but that revert, the arm flail, that's almost a fall. But this gives us a little bit of promise. A switch back 9 and a back 9 on a jump of this size? So gnarly from the young Kiwi rider.
Yeah, the judge is scoring that at a 13, so she'll look to clean that up. We move forward with Hailey Langley. Just a clean landing on run number 1. Now we'll start to see her stack those tricks and improve her score.
Now, Hailey Langley going backside 180, so frontside 360 and a backside 180. If you had the pleasure of hearing us call and to watch men's snowboard elimination Big Air,
God, I hope you did.
She's taking the approach of Sebe DeBuck, where she's kind of just being out there, having fun, riding the jump. Maybe not the most technical tricks, but she's having a blast doing those very stylish tricks.
So Jamie Anderson sitting in 5th place. Just a solid, clean run here would easily catapult her into the top spot.
Frontside 720 now. Brandon, you mentioned her frontside 1080 just moments ago. She's just putting that down to get a second score. This obviously being her second jump, but we're going to go frontside 1080 coming up in a little bit.
She's climbing the ladder.
Absolutely, sir.
So Lori Blouin, our X Games rookie, has the lead. But with that 26, Jamie Anderson, that 67, ties Blouin and puts herself into first place. So Jamie Anderson in the lead. It's the Pacifico Women's Snowboard Big Air, and it continues right after the break. So any rookie RV dropping her there on her third run. 8, not what she was looking for.
And I don't want to pump my own tires, but I did call a backside 900 attempt, and that's what she did on run 3, knowing that Anderson, Blouin, Sadowski, Sinet, they got those 1080s, those 900s. She's going to bring a 900 to this field. Claudia Mantova, she really needs to bring a front 10 double that we saw her do at a shoot with Spencer O'Brien, actually. Backside 540, no grab. That is going to be a low score there, Brando.
It is. I want to turn our attention back to Hailey Langley, though, if I could for a second. I think we were really excited to see her here, the return after an injury-riddled 2018. Talking to her the last couple of days, you know, she's excited to be out here, but there definitely seemed to be a bit of hesitation, and that's clearly playing out here tonight, Big Air.
I think, you know, when you talk to an athlete and they're either chomping at the bit, they want to chuck, they want to do that. Hailey Langley just wasn't in that mind space when the conversation that we had. I don't know if you agree with me, but yeah, I could definitely feel it a little bit. Wow, Yuka Fujimori. Air mailing a 900. There, all the way down. The 32-year-old, I mean, you mentioned that in run 1. Border cross, 2012, 2014. Big air in 2019? What? That doesn't compute. Versatile, mobile.
Lori Blouin, who I think is really shocking this buttermilk crowd here tonight. If they didn't get a chance to watch her, obviously they might have seen her in Pyeongchang last year, but she is putting on a show out here tonight.
See, there's that frontside 900 I was looking for on jump 2. Makes no mistake on jump 3. So she's got a cab double underflip and a frontside 900. Her name is in the ring now there, Brando.
Absolutely.
Hug from Canadian coach Chris Witwicky.
So she needs to get that 29.33 on that run to replace the 29. She does just that, a 35. And Blouin taking over the top spot from Jamie Anderson. Zoe Sadowski-Sinat trying to replace that 13.
Run 2, backside 900, goes for it again. Looks a little bit more composed, but I don't know if she's got special wax on. Maybe not taking some speed checks, but she is sending it.
X Games Aspen is brought to you by Wendy's $5 Giant Junior Bacon Cheeseburger Meal.
Welcome back to the Pacifico Women's Snowboard Big Air. We're in the middle of this fantastic final. We've lost some big names right before the contest, but the ladies absolutely sending it out here tonight, Craig McMorris.
This jump is massive. It's poppy. It has so much hang time, and this field is taking advantage of that. Lori Blouin, the Canadian, and Jamie Anderson have been playing musical chairs with that #1 spot all night long.
So here's Hailey Langley, who's been playing it pretty mellow through her first couple runs. We'll see if that strategy continues here on her third attempt.
And it does. So stylish. Big old method right there. So Hailey Langley landing all 3 of her jumps. I mean, you got to commend her for that. But not that cab double underflip or that cab double 1080 she won gold with in 2017, Brando.
We turn our attention now to Jamie Anderson. 15 X Games medals. Tied for second all-time winter athletes. Trying to get back that top spot that Blouin took from her.
I'm going to call it frontside 1080. Get going, Jamie, because you're going to make me look... Okay, frontside 7, but she cleans it up other than run 3. So
she's still on that program.
She's still on that program. She's building towards that. Because she knows that Blouin put down that cab double underflip and that frontside 900. So Jamie Anderson, cab double 9 and a frontside 720. Only 2 full rotations there. We know she's capable of a frontside 1080, which is another 360 onto that.
She gets the exact same score, but I like the strategy because she's on the prowl, because she knows that's her banger trick, that she can potentially win this thing outright. Why not clean up what she did before, see how the judges feel about that one, and know if she's got to come from behind, she'll do it.
Yes.
So any rookie RV, she was an alternate, got the call just moments before this final. She's sitting in 4th place.
She has looked so wow. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. She has looked unfazed up until now. She went frontside 7, backside 7. Great 2 solid scores. Then she tried a back 9 on jump 3 and almost looked like she was going back 10 on jump 4. But I got to talk you through this a little bit here. I mean, she started that rotation so off axis. You're going to have to commit to 2 if you want to get back to your feet there.
Claudia Mantova trying to land a trick on the right side. She struggled her last couple of attempts. Can she change course here on run number 4?
Now that little graphic there, L and R, you have to spin once to your left, once to your right. So Claudia Mantova solid on the left. Going to the right. Ooh, that was another left rotation. She's just struggling a little bit with speed, going a little bit close to that knuckle, that flat part of the landing where she landed on there. That's kind of the no-no zone. You want to go past that to the sweet spot.
Under 7 minutes to play here in the Pacifico Women's Snowboard Big Air. And it's Lori Blouin still leading the way.
Now, Yuka Fujimori, Brandon, I just could talk all day about her. She is so talented. She's versatile. This is 4x4 of snowboarding.
Yeah, absolutely. She is flying every run.
Backside 720. Now, she attempted a backside 900 last jump there on jump 3. Jump 4 kind of pulls back the reins a little bit because she did take a pretty hard fall on jump 3, but doesn't look to be unscathed.
More of a tap than a grab, but a clean landing. So Lori Blouin, our current leader, what can she do to give herself a little more breathing room?
I mean, this is kind of uncharted territory for Lori Blouin. We saw her do a front 9, cab double underflip. We know she's got those tricks. I don't know really what else she's going to go for. Maybe a cab 10? But that's that cab double underflip she did in run 1. I think it was a little bit cleaner because you remember she really opened up on that first one she did here, slows down the rotation and can hold the grab through the entirety of those 2 flips. So I think she's going to get maybe a little bit higher score, but not by much.
Wow. Oh, a 42. So Blouin distancing herself, putting a little more pressure on Jamie Anderson on her next attempt. But we turn our attention now to Zoe Sadowski-Senat. She's sitting in that bronze medal spot.
Switchback 9 on run 1 and has just been going to town on a backside 900, but has been unable to land it as of yet. Oh my goodness! She is just going yard on that thing time and time again, and I think that's why she's just not landing it, because she's landed base down every single time, but the impact has been so great that far down the landing, she just can't ride away.
Just gotten word that the San Clemente kid, Young Hales, Hailey Langley, has officially dropped, so we turn now to Jamie Anderson. Is this where we see the 10, Craig?
I certainly hope so. I mean, she did such a solid frontside 720. I don't think she's going to do it any better than that. There's that frontside 10. Ooh, 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 ooh.
And Jamie Anderson going down hard. As you see X Games Medical sprinting out there to her. She pops up, which is a good sign, but tough fall, Craig.
That is a very, very tough fall. You never want to see that.
Like the one.
She was putting together.
She was really building, wasn't she?
Such a contest.
Yes.
She had the lead early and was going head-to-head with Lori Blouin and went for the trick that we were all expecting her to go for.
I mean, Jamie Anderson is a competitor. There's no... there's a reason that she is the most successful women's winter action sports athlete, because she tries, she innovates, she progresses, she does something new every year. We see her at X Games and continues to do that in 2019. And as you mentioned, she was building. I mean, that cab double 9 was perfect. She did a frontside 720, and I called a front 10 that next one, but she corrected me and did a frontside 720 cleaner. So she bumped up her score more. And then obviously went to front 10.
And you see the fans clapping because Jamie Anderson is up on her feet, which we love to see. One of the biggest icons in the history of X Games here in Aspen. As we said at the top, 15 medals. Take another look at her 1080 attempt.
So frontside 1080, and this is kind of a very difficult point when you're off axis on the first one and you don't commit to the second one. See how she lets go of the grab on that second rotation? What happens there is you lose that cork and it doesn't bring you around to your feet and it brings you around to your chest like you see Jamie Anderson. Tough as nails.
What
though. Wow.
a warrior, Jamie Anderson. We hope for all the best. But the show must go on. We turn our attention back to Annie Rukijarvi on run number 5. She's sitting just outside of the podium, Craig. Has a total score of 54. Zoe right in front of her, 1 point separates the two.
Now, Jamie Anderson and Annie Rukijarvi actually had very, very similar falls, although Annie Rukijarvi, pardon me, was spinning backside and landed on her back, but she kind of committed to a double and pulled out halfway through. But this jump is extreme. Oh, she held it at 9 there. This jump is a lot poppier than the jump last year, a lot of riders were saying. So what happens when the jump is very poppy? It's really hard to spin flat. It almost puts you in a cork right out the gate. And when you're spinning 1080s, 900s, and you're on a very poppy jump, it almost puts you into that double flip naturally. Annie Rukijarvi, some cat-like reflexes to come out of that 900 on her feet.
There we see Claudia Mantova.
She's just kind of had a tough finals this far. Just struggling with speed a little bit.
And there you see, obviously, after Jamie's spill and
that's a great point.
Hailey, you know, deciding to pull out, she wasn't necessarily feeling it from run number 1. You recognize just how insane this event really is and how fully committed you have to be.
The level is so high.
I want to remind you fans, after the show, X Games Extra, hosted by our own Jack Matrani. I believe you'll be on the program
I will be on
evening.
the program today.
I'll be tuning in.
Oh, thank you. You're going to be sending some pretty insane comments, as usual.
Under a different handle, of course.
goes to count for Brandon Graham.
So Claudia Mantova sitting in 6th place.
Now, I got to speak a little bit to the vibe up at the top of the big air. I mean, we lost Layla Uwabus.
Right.
We lose Julia Moreno. Hailey Langley's not going to do the rest of the event. And Jamie Anderson, I would be amazed if she goes back up there. But when you see that many women go down, the level is so high, it's kind of hard to just get yourself psyched up to throw something that maybe you're not that comfortable with.
Right. After 2 of our biggest names dropped before the contest, it's very easy, an event like this, for the wind to sort of be pulled out of the sails. But I don't want to take away from what this roster is accomplishing here tonight, especially Lori Blouin.
If anybody's going to prove that point wrong, it's going to be Yuka Fujimori right here. Is she going cat double? Oh, no. It looked like she was for a second. Or pardon me, frontside double, left foot forward rider. It looks like she was really gearing up for something up top, but kind of pulled out on the takeoff there.
And one thing, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, under 2 minutes to play here, Craig, but we are guaranteed another new big air gold medalist in this event. Since its return in 2017, if you include X Games Norway as well, we've run it 5 times. We've had 5 different winners, and we'll have a 6th different one here tonight. But that speaks to the progression, and that speaks to the new blood. Lori Blouin, case in point.
The stage is not too big for the young Canadian. But I'm very happy for Lori Blouin for putting those 2 jumps down. Those were her 2 big tricks. You know, it's one thing to have one huge 900, but to have another one in your bag, that's what X Games Big Air requires of you. And she answered the bell with that frontside 900 in run 2. I don't know what she's going to do with the rest of the time here.
The stage not too big for the 22-year-old. Just looking so experienced, so comfortable out here at X Games Aspen.
If there's anybody that is going to shake up this podium, it's right here.
Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, this is the final run here of the Pacifico Women's Snowboard Big Air.
She's got a trick to disrupt this podium. Will she put it down? Boom! I am happy I'm not a judge tonight, Brando. Wow! Zoe Sadowski-Synnott. Switch backside 900 that had her jaws on the floor in run one. The last rider to drop puts down her second run, backside 900. Let's go with the grab, maybe a little bit early, but I mean, that's looking pretty stacked up right there. Just when we were talking about vibes and injuries, Zoe Sadowski goes, hey, I'm still here, and I still want a medal.
Are you not entertained? Zoe Sadowski-Synnott, the final run. Is that enough to shake up this podium and potentially take over the top spot?
Needs a 35.33.
Oh, no! Just misses it!
By 0.33.
Oh! And you see the same score, but because of the single higher score, Blue Ann taking the gold medal. But I love this on the final run. Zoe Sadowski-Synnott gets herself a medal.
Oh my goodness. We talked about progression, we talked about tricks, we talked about the world's biggest stage, and rookies answered tonight.
And that's our podium. Jamie Anderson with the bronze, Zoe Sadowski-Synnott with the silver, and Lori Blue Ann, the X Games rookie, taking a gold.
She's in disbelief, as are we, Brandon. What an event. What a big air.
What a night one here at X Games Aspen 2019. From the pipe to big air, that's going to do it for us here. Come back tomorrow night for the Real Cost Men's Snowboard Big Air, Women's Ski Big Air, and Snowmobile Freestyle. Brandon Graham, Craig McMorris, thanks for watching.